Around 100 BC, a civilization built a city of 30,000 people in a desert that gets less than 1 inch of rain per year, and modern engineers who studied their water systems could not improve on them. You never learned their name in school. There's a reason, and the reason is darker than the civilization itself. Their name was the Nabataeans. They carved their capital directly into rose-red cliffs in what is now southern Jordan, a city called Petra. But Petra was only the most famous piece. They built Hegra in Saudi Arabia, Oboda, Shivta, Avdat, an entire network of desert cities spread across some of the most hostile terrain on Earth. At their peak, the Nabataean kingdom controlled the most profitable trade corridor in the ancient world. Frankincense from Yemen, silk from China, spices from India. Every luxury Rome wanted passed through Nabataean hands first. Their merchants grew richer than most kings. Their kingdom was worth more than most empires. And yet most people alive today have never heard the word Nabataean. Here is what nobody teaches. The Negev desert receives less than 2 inches of rain annually, not per month, per year. That is not enough water to sustain a small village. The Nabataeans built 3 cities there. Archaeologists excavating Oboda, Shivta, and Haluza found evidence that should not exist: large-scale agriculture, grape cultivation, olive groves. In a landscape modern science classifies as hyperarid, what they found underneath explained it. A network of stone channels that collected rare desert rain from miles of hillside and directed it into underground cisterns and terraced fields. Every surface engineered, every slope calculated. Rain that would otherwise evaporate on contact was captured, stored, and distributed with precision. The system collected nearly 100% of rainfall from the catchment area. Modern engineers who analyzed it could not improve the design. But here's what actually makes this strange. The technology worked, demonstrably, verifiably. Cities of 30,000 people thrived in that desert for 500 years, and then Rome arrived. In 106 AD, Emperor Trajan formally annexed the Nabataean kingdom. No major battle, no siege of Petra on record. The last Nabataean king died, and Rome simply took over. Within 2 generations, the Nabataeans as a distinct people had vanished. Their language stopped being written. Their names disappeared from records. Their water systems, the systems that made desert cities possible, were abandoned. The desert reclaimed the fields within decades. Now stop, because here's what doesn't add up. Rome was an engineering empire. They replicated every technology they encountered: Greek architecture, Persian bureaucracy, Egyptian irrigation. When they found something that worked, they spread it across the empire. They did not take the Nabataean water systems. No Roman engineer documented it. No Roman province adopted it. The most effective desert water technology in the ancient world sat in Roman hands for 3 centuries and was never deployed again. That is not how Rome behaved. That is not how any conquering power behaves when it captures something worth more than gold. So the question isn't why the Nabataeans vanished. The question is who decided they should. For 3 centuries, the Nabataeans held a monopoly on the overland spice and incense trade. Frankincense alone, which Rome burned by the ton at every temple, every funeral, every public ceremony, came almost entirely through Nabataean middlemen. Pliny the Elder estimated the empire spent 100 million sesterces a year on Eastern luxuries. Most of that flowed through Nabataean hands. When Rome annexed Nabatea, they didn't just take a kingdom. They took the toll booths. But the Nabataeans had spent 3 centuries guarding their trade secrets the way a treasury guards gold. Their caravans traveled armed. Their cities sat in locations only they knew how to navigate. Strabo wrote that they were obsessive about secrecy, that they would kill outsiders who probed too close to their roots. Once Rome held the roots outright, Nabataean expertise became a liability. Merchants who understood the roads better than Rome's administrators could organize resistance. An entire class of people who remembered a different system had reason to. The knowledge didn't fade by accident. It was cheaper to let it die than to let it survive in the wrong hands. Think about what that means for the rest of what you know. The Nabataeans had a technology that could have made desert agriculture viable across North Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, the Sahel. Proven, carved in stone, and instead of spreading, it died inside one generation of Roman occupation. We talk about the fall of Rome as history's great knowledge catastrophe. Libraries burned, roads crumbled, cities hollowed out. But that framing assumes the knowledge was lost to Rome. Some of it was lost because of Rome. The desert regions the Nabataean system could have fed are still water-stressed today. That technology sat in Roman hands for 3 centuries and was never used. And one more thing. The Nabataean script, their writing system, built entirely for commerce, became the direct ancestor of the Arabic alphabet. Every word written in Arabic for the last 1,500 years carries the ghost of a civilization Rome decided the world didn't need to remember. Ask yourself, who else gets to make that decision?